If your losses don't come one at a time, they come in clusters, this video is for you because that pattern is not bad trading. You already know how to trade. This is something else completely different, and most traders believe that they lose because of bad trades, but you already know how to trade. If you look closely at your trading history, one loss almost never stays one loss though. So one turns into two, and then two turns into three, and all of a sudden you've lost 5 trades in a row and nothing seems to be working, and you just don't know what's happening, you just don't know what's going on, the market just feels like it's changing, the market is just so unadjustable and it's all the market's fault. And some people admit it and they're like, oh, I spiraled, but you don't really know why. And the spirals that you're having are not random. They start with emotional carryover. Here's exactly what is happening. You take a clean loss, a normal loss. Those are the 2 requirements. It's a clean, normal loss, something that you've had hundreds of times before. But this time it lands so differently because you were up on the day, you finally reached your profit goal, and you lost 50 bucks of it, and you feel like, I've been working hard, I don't want to lose this profit. Let's just say you made 400, drop back down to 350, and now you're really unconsciously trying to get that $50 back. It's not conscious. You're not trying to lose. You're doing this internally. And your next decision, your next trade is no longer neutral. You're trying to get that $50 back. You're trying to erase the feeling of that loss. You want to get back to where you were. You want to get back to that $400. And so that urgency is going to leak into your entries and your exits and your patience every time. So now you're not even trading a setup. You're trading the last loss. You're trading the $50 that you lost. And the dangerous part is you were already winning. You just took a small loss, a normal loss. And so you're trying to figure out and trying to rationalize why you feel like this, right? But you're not yelling. You're not panicking. You're explaining things to yourself very calmly. You're like, that was a valid setup and I just had bad timing and I just didn't want to miss the move and this is normal. Every trader loses. You lie to yourself to stay engaged so that you don't step away, so that you keep trading, so you can keep trying to get that $50 back. And that's where clusters are born. If you think about this glass here, a glass has to do a lot to actually break and to spill this water that's in here. It's not just going to if it's sitting on a table, it's not going to do that. But if I start tilting it, eventually I'm going to drop it. The water's going to go everywhere and the glass is also, but it wasn't immediate. And so I want to give you a real example of someone that came to me. They blew another account. It wasn't his first account. It wasn't his second account, but we're not going to get into that. Every time it's the same story. There's one loss and then there's another loss. And then there's a desperate attempt to stabilize. And in that attempt is where your account, poof, is gone. That's where it blows up. And when we actually broke down the trades he took, the trades themselves were not insane, right? He knows how to trade. What was missing was a reset mechanism because nothing forced him to emotionally return to zero. So every single loss stacked on top of the last one. And this is why just being disciplined doesn't work. Just be disciplined. It doesn't work because discipline can never be louder than your emotional load. You can't think your way out of an emotion. You need structure that interrupts that emotion. And most traders do not lose control all at one time. They lose it gradually. They tilt the glass gradually while telling themselves they're still fine. And the scariest part about this is that the market does not punish this immediately. The market's going to let you get away with it, right? It's going to let you get away with breaking the rules and bending the rules until the clusters feel so confusing because you weren't doing anything wrong. You just were never back at a baseline. So if your losses come in waves, I want you to hear this very, very clearly, that you're not unstable. broken, or incapable of control. You already know how to trade. I'm never going to stop saying that because you do. You're just trading without anything that forces emotional separation between trades. That's why you can make a great profit and then be upset about the $50 and give all of it back, right? That's the gap. If you don't close it, the clusters are going to keep happening. Your streaks are going to start turning into this over and over and over. And that's exactly what I explained in the webinar below. How emotional carryover actually works, why awareness of it doesn't stop it, and how traders build rules that shut these spirals down. Okay, the link is free. You can click down below, click it when you're ready. And if you've seen this pattern in this cycle in your own trading, drop a comment, because I pay attention to the people who are actually recognizing this every single day. I love reading your comments. I'm going to be chatting with you guys down there in the comment section. So I'll see you there.